President Trump announced his Middle East peace plan in January of 2020. It was called the Deal of the Century. Were there consequences to the Trump administration due to this plan?
Yeah, unfortunately there were. We had been lobbying very hard through 2019 and 2020 not to go forward with the plan. I'd sent a letter to President Trump along with the book and 5 of his top people right after he took office. I think Vice President Pence was given eye to eye a couple times. We kept lobbying as hard as we could, but unfortunately there were some Christians that supported the plan. And Jared Kushner got their support, and I told those that supported the plan there's going to be consequences, and even it could possibly even cost him a re-election. Michelle Bachmann and I, she contacted, we worked together, she contacted Secretary of State Pompeo in a meeting of Christian leaders, and she effectively told Secretary of State Pompeo, Kushner, and Greenblatt that if you go forward with this plan, it could cost President Trump the election. And this was January of 2019. And right after that meeting, I met with Michelle and some of these Christian leaders that were there at the State Department, said Michelle just did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She really did a great job.
Yeah, we love her.
We love Michelle Bachmann.
She's so supportive of the state of Israel.
Yes.
And, we had a meeting that night with another person that was close to President Trump, and said that this possibly, very likely, could cost President Trump the election if he goes forward with his plan. And about 5 weeks later, Kushner had Christian leaders in the White House. They all supported the plan completely. So all that momentum that we had building for 5 weeks was wiped out. It was a couple voices against these voices, and unfortunately, they went ahead with the plan. So on January 28, 2020, President Trump finally introduced his Peace to Prosperity plan. And I wrote a commentary, Life in America Before January 28th and Life in America After January 28th, where President Trump had enormous favor because he was so supportive of the state of Israel. He had enormous favor. But that same afternoon, Peter Navarro, one of President Trump's top advisors, said, we've got a coronavirus problem. I mean, this is the same day the plan's being delivered.
Oh, my.
We got a coronavirus problem. You need to do something. He told Fauci and Azar, the health secretary, and also Mulvaney, the chief of staff, you better do something. You need to close the border to China. Senator Cotton was saying the same thing. And in his book, Navarro's book, Just in Time, he really focuses, and when I've heard him on Steve Bannon and other programs, he really focuses on January 28th as the day it all broke loose. So he was furious. So that night he put a memo together that was distributed the next day that said there'd be up to 1 million lives lost and $3.8 trillion cost to our country unless we do something. So President Trump took it real serious the day after the plan was delivered. What was also interesting is on January 28th, about 40 minutes after the, well, about a half an hour after the plan was delivered, President Trump's administration posted his new map. This was a map that was going to superimpose the map of the Bible, Genesis 15:18, which is that's the Abrahamic covenant map. So President Trump came up with his map. 42 minutes later, after his map was posted on Twitter to his, at that time, 76 million followers, we had a 7.7 earthquake shake the Miami financial district. So what is interesting about that, usually when an earthquake, they come in hot and then they back off. They'll come in at 7 and then drop it to 6. They'll come in to 6, drop it to 5, 5.5. Well, this one came in at 7.3 and they bumped it to 7.7. And when you see the number 7.7, okay, Lord, that's another confirmation of this map is not a good map. And what was interesting, in the next 24 to 48 hours, the major international community leaders all established and confirmed their plan. Germany, France, the UK, Russia, China, UN leaders, Arab leaders, all said, no, we have our plan. We have our plan on the books. UN Resolution 242, 338. We have the Arab plan. That's our plan. 8 weeks later, 3 billion people are locked in their homes throughout the world. In the countries that spoke out about their plan after the Trump plan had the highest level of lockdown, the UK, France, Germany, Russia, and some of the other UN countries. So,
Wow.
you know, Jim, I've watched these. I've followed patterns for a long, long time.
Yes, you
and there's no doubt life in America before January 28th
Right.
was wonderful.
Yeah.
Record economy, record employment, and then that, unfortunately, the Kushner plan, really, call it the Trump Land for Peace plan, but really it was Kushner's influence that got that plan out, and unfortunately we have a contended election and we're living the consequences.
And we're living the consequences. Wow.